All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new update. Welcome to 2024. We all made it, and this year is going to be busy with all types of news. And I am here with my first update of the year, and it is a DC update. Now, we may hear my dog bark in the background because we have some Jehovah's Witnesses scouring the neighborhood, but I'm going to power through it if she barks. And we're going to get through this update here. So let's take a look at some information because there was a big update on Superman Legacy, and David Ayer came out on social media swinging for the fences in defense of his David Ayer's Suicide Squad cut. And we're going to take a look at some stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about here is the fact that more and more outlets are picking up on the fact that Warner Brothers is in trouble. Warner Brothers Discovery, there are some reports out there that their shareholders are not happy with the shares still being down around $11. And that's where it's been hovering for a while, and it continues to hop up and down, and that they are getting very intolerant of what is happening. And this article talked about how the rebooted DC Universe is in trouble as Warner Brothers considers a new deal. And we all know that they tried to shop around to Paramount, but Paramount said no. I already shared my last video on how some investors feel that they would be better off being a sold property than them purchasing anybody. Nobody has faith in David Zaslav anymore. Even if their projections, people brought up that their projections for bringing in money are higher than what's expected for a long-term, fix, the shareholders are not going to put up with it for much longer. Now, this is something that I picked up on social media. This is the new team of the DCU writers and producers. And I will tell you that Christina Hodson is one of these people. I'm not sure who she is, which person she is in here. But I will tell you that people do not like Tom King. I'm indifferent to Tom King, but I do not like Christina Hodson. I will tell you that my absolute worst, what I feel is the worst film in the DCU was Birds of Prey. The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad comes in a close second. But to me, Birds of Prey was a pile of garbage because of the writing. It was the worst written movie I have seen in a long time. The basic plot, and if you look back and you remember the film, the basic plot is this girl swallows a key, and whoever is there when she poops this key out is going to be the king of Gotham. That is ridiculous. That is fan fiction. It is horrible. It was a stupid movie. And how you can have the emancipation of Harley Quinn without having the Joker in the film goes to show you how stupid Warner Brothers is. I do not want her near anything in the DCU. And then, people have their issues with Tom King, and I certainly have my issues with James Gunn. He has never portrayed a comic character properly. Now, people will come in. They were all over my social media over the last couple of days saying, well, he made a wildly successful Guardians of the Galaxy. Those characters weren't well known. He's not the one that made them popular. It was Disney and also Marvel who made them popular. He rode the waves of the films that were coming out at the time, and those characters are not faithful to their counterparts to a large degree. But then worse on the DC side is Peacemaker and Vigilante. They are nothing like their comic counterparts. And I have people pile on me all the time on social media saying, well, at least he made them popular. These were, not well-known characters at all, and now they're popular in the mainstream. They're not in the mainstream, people. Nobody saw the Suicide Squad. Nobody went to see it at the theaters. Only people that had HBO Max watched it, and it did not do well on physical media at all. So the wide audience has never seen this film. They don't care about James Gunn's stuff. To think that he's going to come in and make it all right, I have fear of there being rock music in the movie. I have fear of there being nothing but jokes whenever there's a serious moment. I have issues with these people who are running the DCU, and they are valid issues. Now, we're going to see when this stuff finally gets released what is going to happen, but I do not see anything other than a room full of hacks in this room. And you got Peter Safran here at the end, who was directly involved with the last 4 debacles and disasters at the theater. Now, this is some news that I wanted to bring up here and talk about the ramifications of this. So John Williams rescinds his retirement at age 91. Now, he just got off doing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and I'm assuming he's probably going to be back to score the new Superman film. That is my guess as to why he came out of retirement. And I can tell you right now, Warner Brothers Discovery is going to be putting every dime they have into trying to make Superman Legacy successful, whether it is or isn't. They're going to make it seem like it is, and they're going to throw every dollar they can trying to make it successful. And what better way to do that than to bring John Williams into the fold? Now, this is just guesswork on my part. This has not been confirmed, but it's what I am guessing is going to happen. Here's another financial report about Warner Brothers Discovery, that Warner Brothers Discovery shares dive 19% after warning over debt target. Plummet comes on news of tough advertising market and lingering effects of the Hollywood strikes. Yeah, so like I said, this isn't going to be tolerated for much longer, guys. Warner Brothers Discovery is not in a good spot right now at all. Now, this here kind of shows I'm going to share this in my movie and TV show update later this week, but this does show you the films that are coming out as far as, kind of this either comic genre or cartoons and that sort of a thing. And first up, we have Madam Web on February 14th. Then we move into, where's the next one? Deadpool on July 26th. You have Craven on August 30th. And then you have Joker Folie à Deux on October 4th. And you have Venom 3 on November 8th. And then you can see the rest of this stuff. There's some pretty cool things coming out in here. You see the Twisters movie. You've got Sonic 3. You've got the new Karate Kid movie, Beetlejuice 2. The next Ghostbusters, which I'm really excited for. There's lots of good movies coming out this year. All right, so let's talk about David Ayer, and I'm going to have some stuff scattered throughout here because I'm looking at these photos as I took them. But David Ayer, this was just yesterday, came out. Somebody asked him, that movie still made bank, and without China, you got done dirty, but I hope you still feel proud. And David Ayer says of the Suicide Squad film in 2016 that it made incredible box office, and it did, and I've shown that chart before. For a group that had never been seen by the general audience, it did extremely well. It won an Academy Award, spawned additional films, including a remake, reboot, a massive album, and left a mark on the culture. Quite an achievement. And just to think there is a much better version. Utterly surreal journey. To me, it felt like being an organ harvested alive. But that's showbiz. He is ever the gentleman. He doesn't bash the studio. And he's got more to say, which we will be looking at here. Now, Justice League, Aquaman, and 12 more DC movies are now officially streaming on Netflix. You can see the full lineup by going to the Netflix account and clicking the link. So, somebody asked, David Ayer, I have two questions. What makes this Ayer cut different from what we already saw in theaters and on Blu-ray? Will we ever get a Training Day sequel? So he said, ask and answered. It's honestly not worth answering again, but here it goes. I had a complete Joker arc, and the character was scary and formidable. Harley had an arc. It was her movie. Diablo lived. Different ending. Enchantress/June had character arcs and made sense. Flag had a real journey. Deadshot and Zoe, more there. Deeper take. While movie was Price's brilliant score. It's not a matter of a new scene or two. I honestly cannot think of a director cut, studio cut with more difference between them. A lot of the popular issues with Suicide Squad 16 are endemic to the studio version. I made a drama, not a clown show. I made a great movie. And I totally believe him. I cannot believe how butchered the studio made the film, and I still enjoy it for what it is. And to think that his take is so much better, bring it. Now, I did not see what he said about the Training Day sequel. If anybody knows, let me know. I may go check that out later. Now, somebody posted, I really hope you give us some type of Ayer cut update. Will Rollins recently told me that the Incubus design is different from the theatrical version. Anyway, I hope all is well. Hopefully your 2024 is amazing and release the Ayer cut. He said, dude, my VFX got wrecked. Oh my God, Enchantress and Incubus got done dirty. That part was especially mind-blowing. Bro, why? Just why? And David Ayer's being real right there. Those are real emotions. And what we saw in the movie was nothing like what we were supposed to see. And if you think about what we got in Zack Snyder's Justice League for, Steppenwolf versus what they released theatrically, it's completely different, and I'm sure it's the same here. All right, now somebody asked James Gunn specifically, can you share any updates on the Superman Legacy production preparations? He said it's going swimmingly. Sets being built, costumes being finished, actors studying roles, prosthetics and VFX models being made, flights booked. Here we go. This movie is a go, people. It is happening whether we want it to or not. Now, whether it's successful or not is a whole different story, and if they get sold, and I'm going to talk about my feelings on them getting sold here at the end, so you're going to want to stick around for my feelings on that, and we're going to talk about what this could possibly mean for the DCU in the future. Now, this goes back to what I talked about with Christina Hodson. Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn is a 2020 American superhero film directed by Kathy Yan and written by Christina Hodson, based on the DC Comics team, The Birds of Prey. Again, a pile of garbage. All right, guys, so there's the news over the last couple of days. It's been quiet. David Ayer has been vocal. James Gunn has been doing some weird posts, trying to look more personal. And I'm not going to get into his personal life here, but there are some speculations on what might happen later this week with the Epstein list getting released. I might cover that if it is DC related in the future, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care who you are. If you end up being on the Epstein Island, I can tell you right now, there should be no, you shouldn't have a job, period. You should not be anywhere near Hollywood. You shouldn't be anywhere near kids. Those are just my beliefs on the whole Epstein thing, and it's sickening that they have not had any arrests for the people who had tortured, enslaved, and I'm not even going to say the other word, these little kids. It's just horrible. Horrible. We'll talk about that. We'll cross that road if it comes. Now, I want to talk about what a possible sale could mean for DC in the future, what my hopes are. First of all, I do hope they get sold. I do not think that the team that they have established right now is the right team to do the job. I would never in a million years choose these people to run the DC universe, but I'm not in charge. Now, if they do get sold, I do hope that everything gets erased. I do hope that Superman Legacy never comes out so that all the people out there, all the people who complain about us wanting the Snyderverse finished, can get a little taste of what it's like to have something put in front of you and then yanked away. I want everybody, every fan, to feel that pain. So all those people that come at the Snyder fans and the DCU fans talking crap, I hope it happens to you so you could see exactly what it feels like. It hasn't started yet, so it's no skin off my back. I hope it all gets canned and they get people in there who actually care about these characters. All right, guys, so there's my update for the day. I do appreciate all the support. We will see you on the next video.